It is Thursday, July 26th, 2018. Thank you all for tuning in to the Sneed Mobile Tech channel. Verizon has officially named its third 5G market. Now, the 5G that we're referring to here is the fixed 5G, residential 5G, and the market is Houston, Texas. The launch will be in half two of 2018, so we're expecting it on the back end of this year. Houston now joins Sacramento and LA, California for the 2018 rollouts. Now, this is going to be huge for the technology progression of the city. Verizon is already knee deep in with Houston as a wireless technology hotspot, and this stems back to last year's natural disasters of the hurricane and the subsequent flooding. Verizon mentioned a fourth market in regards to the 5G residential broadband services, but they didn't mention who it was, so that's yet to be announced. But we are expecting it soon, probably within the next several weeks. Competing with AT&T and Comcast, you could see Verizon's, definitely trying to get themselves into the market quickly and kind of lead the way with this. But we soon expect more from AT&T, Comcast. Of course, T-Mobile's throwing their bid in here into the business side. So we're going to be expecting Verizon to be competing with several other providers. Now, in terms of the hardware for the 5G installations, Samsung has been contracted as the 5G equipment supplier for the Houston job. Samsung was also contracted for the Sacramento job. No word yet on who exactly is going to be contracted for the LA market. So we'll have to wait and see if we hear news from that. So Samsung is going to be supplying the 5G radios, the 5G routers, both indoor and outdoor applications. Also, Verizon is teaming up with Ericsson to bring LTE Advanced to many new markets. So the provisions, the radio systems, they'll all be future upgradable to 5G via a software update, which is great. So once the 5G rollout is ready, they could just make the software upgrade and boom, we've got 5G instantaneously in the markets that have the hardware from Ericsson. Now, this technology is millimeter wave capable and compatible, so no actual hardware changes have to be made. Currently, this is 4G LTE. Ericsson and Verizon have already kind of tested and achieved over gigabit speeds. I think Irvine, California was named specifically as having this technology ready to go. So, there's a lot coming out of Verizon with respect to the network side, and I think that's probably the best thing for Verizon at this point. And I'll elaborate on that in a second. And the last little bit of news from Verizon, Verizon is in talks with Apple and Google to create a streaming TV service over its 5G network. I think the negotiations have started and they've already been in progression. Which partnership is more likely? If I was going to say Verizon was going to choose one, I would say probably the Google partnership because YouTube TV services is pretty well solidified in the cord cutting aspect of the business. Verizon's already been an exclusive seller of the Google phones, so they have that pre-existing relationship there already. But I don't want to discount Apple. Apple TV is very strong, and I remember Verizon has been selling iPhones probably since the iPhone 4S. I'm almost positive. So there are pre-existing relationships there. But if I had to pick one, I would say the Google one is more likely. Now, this is only going to expedite any type of partnership would expedite the build out of the 5G network for Verizon. So I think this is a good thing. Verizon is pushing hard into multimedia and TV application in this case, especially since the death of Go90 and its complete failure. So it's good to see that Verizon has kind of changed its approach. T-Mobile's got Netflix, Sprint has Hulu, AT&T has the Time Warner deal with HBO and DirecTV Now. So, all these multimedia streaming services, and Verizon doesn't really have one that has worked out for them. So this does kind of realign their business focuses. They're moving away from content and they're looking to strictly serve as a distributor of content services. So the combination of AOL and Yahoo fame serving now as Oath is less about content and media and I think more about relationships as a distributor. So now that we know that Verizon has had this realignment of leadership and structure within the company, shows that Verizon is serious about 5G and the network side, and they will be the first with fixed 5G, and then they'll worry about the mobile side. So I think it's a much better approach from Verizon. I think this is what they do best. I think this is what they are masters at. They are masters of the network, and it totally makes sense for them to focus their efforts in this way as opposed to wasting many precious resources on Go90 and other things of that nature. So I think this is the best thing for Verizon to do. You guys can give me your thoughts and opinions on anything from the video. I'd like to hear from you guys, so drop a line in the comment section below. That's it for this video. Thank you all for tuning in. Please visit the Patreon page, link in the description below. Consider a PayPal donation, link in the description as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Tomorrow's live stream, 2 o'clock Friday, and then, of course, the podcast Sunday evenings and Monday. So, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.